I'm getting it, ooh, maybe it's your love, it's too good to be true. Baby boy, your love got me tripping.
Hi YouTube, and I know this is a different lighting. Oh my gosh, today is going to be an unboxing of Morphe slash James Charles, and also an unboxing video on my 9N Morphe palette that I got for the 9N Morphe palette I got for Christmas, and then the James Charles palette I ordered myself. I love the palette dearly. I already unboxed it myself and tested out a couple of shades. So let's get right into the video. So first I'm going to start out with something small, and this is from their Christmas collection. This is the 9N All About Last Night Morphe palette, and it is amazing. I already opened this and I used this. I had this for about a week already, and I normally get my Christmas gifts early because I'm 19 years old. So I like my Christmas gifts a little bit early. So first we have the Morphe palette 9N, like I said. These are the shades. As you see, I already have used it, and yes, I have my phone plopped up on a plant thing. The shades in this palette is Bottle Service, Hot Crowd, Showtime, DJ, Skyline, Makeout, Top Shelf, Private Room, and I don't know this one right here, and I'm always having trouble with that one, but yeah, this palette is amazing. I use it, hold up. Bottle Service I normally use as a highlight, but I don't use it as a highlight anymore. So next palette, everybody on my James Charles fan account has been waiting for me to do this video, is the James Charles Morphe slash James Charles palette, and I might get another one to do a giveaway. I'm thinking about it because this palette was not cheap in the US. If you ordered this online and if you lived in the US, and you use code James for 10% off, the palette itself is $39, but if you order offline, and it's a $5 shipment, and it is $41.05, so I spent $41 on this palette, and it was very worth it. Like Sister James said, sister worth it. So, as you see, it says Morphe X James Charles, and then right here it says the same thing. And then on the back of the box, before I open up the palette, it says, "Hi sisters," and hi sisters, James Charles here, and welcome back to my palette. I love glam, but I also have a huge passion for crazy color or outside the box makeup, and I created this palette in mind, included every beautiful four-made shade necessary to create a literally any look for you can possibly do. I can't wait for you to unleash your inner artist. And then signed James Charles. Now into the palette. So oops, I'm going to get this down so it can be able to open up at the same time. I told you I already opened it and I used some of the shades, so this is how the palette looks. Now I'm going to just take that off so I can show you. But this is the palette. As you see, I did use this shade right here, and that is the shade. That brown shade is No Beans. So yeah, I did use it, and it is an amazing palette. And then inside the palette, it just says Unleash Your Inner Artist. Now, when Sister James came out with this palette, when he first came out with that palette, I was very upset because I was trying to get it when he first came out with it and trying to get my hands on it so I can film for y'all. So now that I got the Morphe palette, I'm going to have a lot of YouTube videos and everything. But when he first released the palette, I was so upset because I couldn't get it. I'm like, oh my gosh, do I get the palette or do I get his merch? So I am going to buy his merchandise, and I am going to unbox his merchandise once I get that too. But yeah, it's an amazing palette. The colors I used already, and I'm gonna name the colors I used already. I used the color No Beans Skip. Now, everybody's complaining about Skip. When you use Skip, make sure you put primer on your face before you use Skip. Any primer that can set your eyeshadow, make sure you use a primer, because yes, Skip is a pigmented eyeshadow shade. So yeah, the other color I used was, sorry, my cat wants to get onto my lap. Is You're Kidding. I used a little bit of So Good. Flashback Mary, I used that too. Then Cold James, I used for like a contour and everything. I didn't use the shade Daddy yet. I'm going to use Daddy because, Lord Jesus, he literally named the shade Daddy. So I love this palette dearly to the death of my life. If anybody ever asks, oh, can I use your palette? Can I use your James Charles palette? No, you can use my other palettes. This one is just mine. I will not let anybody use it or touch it. It's to the point I still have it wrapped up in bubble wrap. Yeah, that's how sad it is. But this video is going to be a little short because I'm just unboxing it. I'm not doing a color shade yet with the palette. I'm thinking about filming that tomorrow while everybody's at school and work. So yeah, but make sure y'all get your hands on a Sister James palette and enjoy it. And make sure you use code James for 10% off. Because if you don't use code James for 10% off, what's the point of getting it? You have to use code James. Use code James for 10% off on every Morphe palette or anything. So when my mom bought me this one, and she actually went to the Morphe store and bought it for me, I said, Mom, make sure you use code James for 10% off. Because if you don't, the price is going to be exactly what it is. So the price of this palette was, I think it was like $29. And she got this for, sister, $26. So she used code James for 10% off. And she said, wow, you really use code James. Yes, I did. For anything. So yeah, make sure you like, share, subscribe, turn on your post notifications. We just hit 69 subscribers. And my goal is to get to 100 subscribers at the end of this year or the beginning of next year. So yeah, make sure you turn on your post notifications and wait until I post for a new video.